podcast is just going to be about performance anxiety, like nerves and top cut performance. Like, how do you deal with that? And, as you guys have been in a lot of those situations yourselves, I'll definitely want to get your take on that and like how you approach tournaments and stuff like that. Because I know last time we talked more about how, like to get over tilt more, which is like slightly different than this topic specifically. So I think this is just more like, feeling anxious like for when you're bubbling and stuff. So definitely want to see how you guys approach this. And yeah, I think we can just, if you guys haven't checked out their channels yet, I mean, you guys know Metaphos and Sack Phase, feel free to follow them there. But yeah, we can go with, Eric first if you want, on how do you play well under pressure and how do you approach a tournament?
It's kind of a loaded question, but just in general, for if I do feel pressure, because I feel like everyone should feel some type of pressure. I don't think it's possible to not feel any. But basically for me, if I'm locked in, the pressure is non-existent, because when I'm locked in, I'm just like in my own little bubble and all I can think about is like the game itself. I feel like I can get more locked in if I am under pressure, but it has to be like the right amount of pressure. If that makes sense. I've never been like overwhelmed by the pressure and just like can't think, if that makes sense. I actually have no idea how to deal with that if you feel like that, because I know some people just like straight up crumble. And, but I have no idea how to deal with.
Okay, that's
actually,
I think I think because like you guys both have like good sports backgrounds and everything, you've been like growing that mental side throughout your lives, so it's not like something that you just had to do just for Yu-Gi-Oh specifically, I assume.
No, I was just about to say, like, dude, like the first time we played that pickleball tournament together, like the pressure like actually made me crumble, because it's like I want to play better, but like I'm like locked up, like body's locked up, mind's a little locked up. I'm just like caught in the like river. I don't know what to like call it. Like there's just like like I'm not like breaking down, but I'm also not in the right optimal headspace, if that makes sense.
Right.
And I actually don't know how to deal with that, because like I've been talking to some people about that, because I know that's my weakness in like badminton pickleball tournaments. And like the only way is legit like walk away. Like that's the only conclusion I've come to. Like legit get up, take a breather, and come back like in a minute.
Okay. Well, Marcus, do you have any thoughts on that, or how you go in approaching a tournament and nerves and stuff like that?
Yeah, so actually, I guess maybe I'm more of the ideal candidate for this, because when I was younger, I definitely did experience those nerves, especially like early on going to events, when I was like 13, 14, 15 years old, especially when you get that first top and you're just like, you have like this immense fear of failure or like embarrassing yourself or whatever it might be. But now, especially when I was grinding, I guess 2016, 2017 in Yu-Gi-Oh, to this point, I guess, and it's kind of converted probably, I naturally gained it, like you were saying, from sports and stuff. But I think it's when you've developed a level of self-belief and confidence, when you know you're really good at something, that you start, like, all that starts to fade to the background, because you're not really worried about making mistakes. You know what you're capable of, and it lets the anxiety drown out, I guess. I know I talked about it a little bit in the last one, but you kind of have to develop that main character mentality, I feel like. And like when you have that delusional level of self-belief and you've put in the preparation, I feel like that kind of allows the anxiety to go away, because what's left to fear if you know you're going to play your cards like near optimally, or you at least believe that you will, then a lot of those fears kind of drain away, I guess. I know that sounds super arrogant.
No, you're good.
I don't have that.
I have a different take on this a little bit. Like, I think I'm just like a repetitions type of person. Like that's basically how I try to get good at anything I do, is just put like 10,000 hours doing the exact same thing, so that it's just all muscle memory at that point. So like, regardless of how many times, like, or the pressure of it, like, oh, I've seen this exact 6 combo of cards, I can always just play it in this exact same sequence, because there's just no thinking to it, because it's been done so many times before. And so like, whether it be League of Legends, like I started out in bronze, but then can climb all the way up to masters or whatever, and same for any like game that you want to get good at, like pickleball, like, because I think it's like a thing of trust with yourself or something, like, just because like I feel like if I don't trust my shot, then I don't want to go for it, obviously, and then it's gonna cause more like thinking, and like in competitive environments you just can't spend time thinking. Like, it has to all be already pre-ingrained, I think, is how I feel about it. So like, just Yeah, so like for the past 2 tournaments, I grinded a lot more on like dueling book and like just made all the plays way more automated, so I had no like emotion to the play, I guess. And so yeah, I think that really helped my game level up as far as like just getting the reps in. I know you guys, well, at least Eric is not big on getting reps in anymore. Like he's like already done all the stuff that he's had to do. So like Eric, how do you feel about like that type of thing, since you're not a big muscle memory, like have to spam it 100 times before like a tournament type of thing, whereas I know Marcus, you're also down to play test a lot more, so you guys are both like two different sides of the of the discussion here.
Yeah, maybe I should do more reps, honestly, because one of the things I am afraid of is, what if I encounter a situation I've never seen before and I have no idea how to approach it? Luckily in Yu-Gi-Oh you have time to think. It's not like in other things where you don't have like zero time. Oh, you have a little time in Yu-Gi-Oh at least. But the main thing is I'm confident in, if I'm locked in, I'm confident in my ability to discern like specific cards to play around. So because in Yu-Gi-Oh it's so tangible for me to be like, oh, I need to play around X and Y and Z specifically. But if I was to play like another card game and I have no idea what to play around, I'd just be lost in the sauce. Yeah, but yeah, Marcus's idea of I'm fucking him, I can play around anything. I'm just like, dude, I hope I can play around everything. I don't know if I can, but like I'm fucking hoping.
Yeah, but I think that confidence comes from kind of what Chai was saying and why I like to play a lot and why I played a ton in the past. And when you encounter so many situations, when you play so much and you see that success so much over and over, right? Like it starts to turn into just repetition, into like self-belief. I think that's like, I think Chai, you were kind of explaining a little bit of what I feel, because you don't just like naturally instantly have that mentality of like, oh, I'm him, you know what I mean? Like the confidence gets built up because you put in the work, and that work transitions into success, and then it's repeated success, and then eventually the anxiety and stuff goes away.
That's how
in
I
that
see
process.
Because like the repetition like builds your confidence over time, and then that's when you can start being like, oh, like I have an 80% win rate after 100 games or something. Like surely like every game I play now is just 80% or easier, like depending on the level of opponent and stuff. And so like that definitely helps, especially when you're committing to plays like that you've seen before. And I think that's the craziest part about me for Eric is like he doesn't practice every day, like or DB before a tournament, yet he still plays like near perfect or even like beyond perfect. I feel like with like soul reading and stuff like that, when I see him like really locked in like the top cut situations, like Heavy Storm, Chain Necrogardna or something. And like I think there's like two people, or we've said this before, but like there's very few people that would be aware of that situation.
Is more curved, bro.
Yeah, exactly, like that type of stuff. Without like literally practicing it or like being aware of it, it's a crazy thing to see. So I definitely lean more Marcus' side on this, but I guess just, do you guys still feel tournament jitters before you go into any event like LDS? Do you feel like when you come in you're like a little bit nervous there, and how do you kind of deal with that when you're walking into the venue and like saying hi to everyone and then round one starts?
I guess I'll take this one first. So I was just gonna say, first of all, I always get the jitters. It could literally be the TGS monthly. Doesn't matter what tournament. If it's something I'm passionate about, I want to win, like I'm going to feel those jitters. The only times I don't feel like jitters is if me and my friends were like, hey, let's all throw in $10 to play a tournament, then I wouldn't feel anything, right? But like for those, I always feel it, and I think it comes from like being nervous. You only get nervous when you like care about something, you know what I mean? So if you care about the result, you get nervous, you have anxiety. I think that's okay. I don't even think that's necessarily a bad thing. It's your ability to transition that into like, I guess what Eric was saying, in the like getting locked in, because once you're in that like locked in flow state, like it doesn't matter if you're nervous, you're shaky, like it, because if you watch me every single duel, I'm shaking. But like when I won't notice it at all, because when I'm locked in, it's like I don't know what my body's doing. I don't care what's going on around me. I'm just focused on the game itself and my opponent. So yeah, I definitely experience it every tournament, but I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree with Marcus about being locked in. That's like literally my whole goal now. Every tournament isn't like it used to be just like, what we always say, like play well, draw well, hope for the best kind of. But now like it's still that, but now it's like, if I can get locked in, I know I'm gonna play well. So I'm just trying to achieve that like Zen state every time, which just leads back to like, you know, good sleep, water, chill vibes.
All the good habits that you can, all the factors you can control outside of the game. You try to, you know, elevate yourself in those ways. As much prep as you can, because like as soon as round one starts, you're still warming up. I feel like none of us are playing perfect round one, but like as we go throughout the rounds, it's like, ooh, I'm getting sharp. Like you can feel yourself like mentally getting sharper for what you're accounting for and everything. At least that's how I feel in some of like the Swiss rounds. Like, you know, you made a mistake that you might not normally make in like top 8 or something, and so that's really it's cool.
And I think
focus on that.
I was just gonna say, I think that being nervous and being able to lock in actually does make a world of difference. Because maybe, Eric, that's why like when we test, you can like get absolutely destroyed, and then you go to a tournament. But like you like,
no,
it literally is like Yugi and Yami almost.
Yeah,
like,
it does feel that way sometimes.
Almost like possess, play completely differently. Like you have a way more like fuck it mentality. I'm gonna try new things in testing. I feel like, and then it'll bite you. But the fact that you don't allow that to show your confidence is like crazy. Because I feel like most people do. Like literally Mac, I was just showing him testing and he switched decks because of it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah. Shout outs to Mac. He was one of the people that came up to me at LDS and was like, please make more like mental video content. And that's why, you know, this video is even happening, is because I got a couple messages like that. And yeah, I think just having you guys as, you know, examples of how I felt like my mental game has developed over time to be able to be successful and at least minorly successful in this Yu-Gi-Oh game has been really fun for me. Just self-development is really fun in general, so this has helped a lot.
Dude, that Mac thing though is like a great example, because I think that's one of the things where when people say like, oh, once you get your first top, it doesn't stop. It's because like you've proved it to yourself. Like, you know, like this works. Like Mac now, going forward, he's probably gonna think if he goes to another big tournament, he's gonna play Vayu because he knows he can do it with Vayu. And even in testing, if he gets smacked up by Vayu, he's not gonna think like, man, this deck sucked. He's gonna think like, did I misplay? Or like, am I just having a bad day? Because that's what I think when I get smacked up in testing. I was like, well, it's just not, variance isn't going my way, or I fucked up somehow. I'm not thinking like, I can't do it with this deck anymore, because that's definitely not what I'm thinking.
It's funny you say that too, because I was just telling Chai like how he's leveled up too. And like, because I'm not even kidding. So this is something that happened the other day when we were just chatting in text. But Chai used to always use the comments like, oh, whenever good players like you and Eric or this and that. The other day he used the phrase "good players like us." And
oh shit, I said that? Oh, that's crazy.
So,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
I did not. My bad.
So like that's an example of like he's developing that, and it's like his success from winning the giant card into getting the LDS top and winning the monthly. He's hot right now. You know what I mean? And man, I would not want to play him in any given tournament.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm very momentum based too. Like it's very like if I'm feeling hot, like I feel like I can make more soul reads and I can play more. Like I know what the book by the book play is, or typically, and then I can also like assess like what my opponent is feeling in that moment and like try to you know, force them, give them. I am way more willing to give people rope to see if they'll mess up rather than like just play the perfect play every time. And I know that Marcus is kind of the antithesis to that. Like he'll play like the perfect. He doesn't give his opponent any rope, and he'll just slowly choke you out until his cards are just like better than yours, or you know, it's like a different way of playing. But we both approach the game similarly, which I thought was pretty interesting too. So I don't know. Yeah, let me go through a different question here. So like, how do you guys deal with like reassessing live in the moment? Like, you know, I think a lot of people fall into the trap of when you have a pre-commit like 4 cards in hand, you already know what your next play is going to be because your opponent like did a certain place. You're like, oh, I'm going to go Goyo here. But then the next draw you have, all of a sudden that can change everything. Like, how do you go about reassessing in real time without like saying, oh, I need like 10 minutes, you know, because that's like not realistic every time. Either you could take it. It's up to you.
I have a quick answer to this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't want to like glaze myself, but like that used to be a problem for me. Like if I have like these 4 cards in hand, but now I calculate kind of so far ahead that I'm thinking like, okay, this is my play, but if I draw X, Y, or Z, my play is going to change. Like I know before I draw if the card will change my play.
Oh no, I think that makes sense. Yeah, that's definitely like a repetitions type of thing where you're so used to seeing the 10 different cards off the top, like Greffer, Vayu, or Greffer, Arma, Rhoda all fall under this category, and then Brain I'll do this, and yeah, it's like a lot. Marcus, do you feel like the same way? Or
that's part being locked in.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm pretty much in agreement. I'd say like obviously I'm constantly like looking at the game state and determining, okay, if he does this, this is going to change what I want to do and stuff like that. So I don't always have like a preconceived notion of my opponent's turn. But a lot of my decisions on my turn will take into account my future turns and what I expect my opponent to do. So like a quick example in my top 8 match just recently, Fletcher, after beating me, said, you know, why didn't you necro my Stardust in case you top deck Brain Control? And I said, well, you see, Fletcher, you had 2 monsters that could be beaten over by a Greffer or any, like if I can send with like an Armor Knight or normal Sirocco, and just brain controlling Stardust punching over a monster isn't going to win me the game. My win con was like a series of monsters, so I would rather take the damage, go to 500, normal a Greffer, punch over your 1600 attack Dark End Dragon, and then necro when you try to Stardust attack over because your Arma can't get over it. And then if I draw like a Gale or a Caius or something like that, it will allow me to win the game. And he was like, huh, okay. Like, because in his head, like, why am I ever taking the Stardust going below 800 in that spot? And it's because brain control, like no single card was winning me the game. It was going to take a series of cards, and I had to like analyze the board state on my turn to make the decision, okay, I'm going to just Arma send necro here because that's how I'm going to set up a future turn where I can possibly deal with this board. So yeah, I don't know. That's just like
no, that's definitely
an example.
I think that's a really good example of like what these top level players are thinking when you guys are going into like these top cut type of rounds. It's like, you know, like this is like, that's like an example of being locked in, I would say, because like you're not just thinking of one card next or 2 cards. You're like, the way to win this game is not playing not to lose. It's how do I craft an actual win con out of this. And and sometimes it will take a series of cards because, you know, the way that you got dad or like you got DDV, whatever the game state might be. I think being able to recognize like a potential win con out of what you have available and what your opponents have been playing is very, very important in like winning out a tournament.
You know, in poker, when you watch poker, it's like heads
that's
up showdown, and you see all the outs at the top. Yep, I'm like, I feel like I'm always calculating all the outs.
Yeah, and you guys are even calculating beyond that, like, because that shows 1 row of immediate outs, but then there's also, if you hit a card, then all of a sudden on the river there's like 10 more outs, and so like that's what you guys are also calculating for, because it's like, well, I don't want to go for this 4% brain con off the top. I want to go for, if this is like 1 of 5, then all of a sudden the next one is like 1 out of 2, and so now, I know you,
it goes even more in depth too, because like just like poker, you have to put with the amount of unknown cards your opponent has, you have to put them on a range of cards, which makes the range of possible outs really wide sometimes. And obviously you can't account for everything, so that's when math becomes really important in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is like you know, you have to play the probability game based on how they're playing and stuff. So that, I feel like that's one of my strong suits when I play. So
yeah, I think poker is such a good analogy. I think you should definitely check out 10FD's poker video on this. Like, it's such a sick video. Definitely recommend checking that out, and shout outs to 10FD there. Okay, how about thoughts when you guys make top cut? Do you feel like you know, any imposter syndrome type of thing there, or is it more just like, I made it here, it's time to, like, you know, job's not finished, Kobe Bryant type of thing? Or like, you know, what is your thoughts when you're hitting the top cut rounds of, you know, of an event?
Yeah, for me, it's like initially relief, I guess.
I can see that.
Because it's like, how do I say this without sounding arrogant?
No, just be arrogant, bro.
My expectation when I come to an event is to win, and obviously you have to make the top cut to even have a chance to do so. So when you're X1, I guess it's even like less of a relief because you know you're topping. But when you're X2 and you're like, oh man, I really hope I top, that initial sense of relief is really good. But then you have to like instantly lock back in. And it is kind of that job's not finished. There's more to go. And at that point in top cut 2, you kind of know what all of your opponents are playing. So it can kind of, just like in chess, like if you know what openings your opponent likes to play and stuff like that, kind of affects how you play your opening turns or how you want to plan your opening turns and stuff. So there's an extra little layer there. But I guess that also can sometimes apply to some later rounds when you play like well-known players and whatnot.
Dude, I don't know how you and Hector do it, because you and Hector are like, I'm gonna go in this tournament and win, like before the tournament starts, like very often, because you guys have that like mindset mentality. Me, I'm just, when I top, I'm like, I'm also relieved, but sometimes like it's too relieved because like at RBT Indie I was so relieved that I was like, oh god, I'm not a fucking like imposter, and then I just like proceed to like I'm not locked in and I play like shit.
Oh shit.
But in general, after Top Cut, I'm just thinking like, okay, like I better play well. Like my whole like mantra is like play well, because it doesn't matter how the cards are drawn because you can't control that. I'm just like hoping like I don't want to regret anything. I want to play well. I want to make sure like I play to the best of my ability, and that's all I can ask for.
Okay. Yeah, I guess because you guys are so much more seasoned into this, like you don't feel any sense of like imposter syndrome at that point, because it's like you guys have done this so many times. It's not, you know, something that's like unknown to you. Now you're like in the locked in side, or like trying to get into that locked in side, if you can access it, and that's how you guys can perform to go deeper in those top cut runs. And just from like my perspective of it, I think, yeah, I just feel so greedy when I get into like top cut mode. I'm just like, dude, if I made it this far, like I might as well just like, you know, try to win it all. And so like there's just spots where, because it's no longer unknown field, like almost always you know what everyone else is on, and like somewhat play style, somewhat like, so it's way more like personal, I guess you can say. Like you can get more body reads, more so like versus Fletcher game 1, like I went for a legacy TT set, which I don't normally would do. Like I realize that's already standard, like deviating away from the standard, but like I feel like a majority of the time I'm not doing that, but because I know like he will play in like a way that's respectful, and like it just looks very weird for there to be TT there after that being my turn 1 set, and then he eventually tries to Kai'S it with the Gores on the field, like thinking it could be, I don't know, like a prison or something, and then it just nuked his whole field, and like almost converted me the whole game if I didn't think about like life incorrectly. But you know, that's like different from yeah, but yeah, just thinking top cut I think is very very interesting, different mindset that you have than like round 1 jitters and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I will say for people who get into top cut and how their mentality should be, it's going to vary. Like it's not a bad thing if your goal is to like get to top cut and not have the mentality of like,
I'm taking this whole
all
thing
right,
down.
I'm the best here, I'm winning this. Like use it, because like that's how you will develop that, in my opinion, or I think it is healthy for competition to develop that. But it, at least for me personally, it took a couple times before I started thinking that way. Like my goal used to be like proving to myself that I am that good. And once I got to a point where I felt like that and I had the main character mentality, then it slowly transitioned to, all right, I'm only coming to tournaments to win. Obviously I top, I'm not sad about topping and not winning.
Right.
Like obviously I wish I won, but like it still is reassurance every single time that you do it, that like you are a good player. But yeah, it's okay for your goals to change as you continue to play the game. So I don't want anyone to like think that just because someone holds that mentality that that's the only way.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to get at too. I was just curious, like, because yeah, there's a, like when you first do it for the first time, it must feel so different than having to do it for like the 10th time, obviously. And so yeah, I don't know, Eric, did you feel any differently when you first like topped IRL versus like winning out, or was your first top a win out? Because that's kind of,
yeah, first top was a win.
All right, well, you're just an anomaly. F you, bro.
That
messed up
so
your mental
hard.
for sure.
It did. It really did.
Now you're just like going to every event and just like, I mean, I'm gonna take this whole thing, and you do take it down, which is crazy.
I think if I didn't win my first one, just topped, I would have felt way more confident. But because I won, I'm just like, that was a fluke. That was such a fluke.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's so interesting. Like you felt like the first one's a fluke, and then the second one, like when did it feel like it was? You know, like I'm 100%
the second one, I went 11-0. I'm like, this is such a fluke.
Still after
like,
going 11,
yeah.
that's so I don't know, dude. That's crazy.
It was like, this is because I always just think like 85% win rate means, I did the math one time, I forgot. It's like so low winning, going 11-0 with 85% rate. That's like, it's like you won the lottery. So yeah, I don't know. Everything was just
lined up.
Lucky.
It feels lucky, but then yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, it wasn't until Niagara where I lost to that guy we all lost to, the Konbanwa, the zombie player.
Oh, the beast.
I played out of my fucking mind. And then Gary OG, he watched every match since round 2 because he went, or round 3 because he like dropped really early. And he's like, you didn't misplay. And I don't think I misplayed once that tournament, and I didn't win that tournament. But for some reason, after that tournament, I felt like, because it was the first time I finally didn't misplay a single time, I was like, okay, like I'm good now.
Okay, so like you like mentally check in, like, did I misplay in this past round, like, you know, in the past rounds, and having someone also verified behind you, like letting you know you didn't misplay, like giving your information definitely helps build your confidence of like knowing
Yep.
that, you know, in future events I can also never misplay the whole time, which is really crazy.
Yeah, I know, Mark. It doesn't matter if you misplay once or twice, it's okay. But in my head's like, if you're not a robot, can't win.
Yeah. I guess in my head it's like, and I know I used the chess example before, but it's like, even when you think you're not misplaying, like technically, if there's a computer bar above your head, you screwed up somewhere because like you don't have all the correct knowledge. You know what I mean? And you're
Yeah.
not a computer. You're not thinking of the exact percentages of each card in your deck or whatever. So you're going to make like very, 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 very minute mistakes most of the time, even when you're playing at like an insane level. But I also think that being able to misplay and like recalibrate yourself and get right back to it's a skill. So like my fear is when people, if you like promote that mentality, is people are going to think that way, screw up, and then be like, oh, I don't deserve to win, this tournament's over, I suck. Like, and I don't think that's healthy for like trying to get better at the game.
Oh, I think it's super healthy because then you're so critical on only you. Like some people are like, man, that guy fucking sacked me. Like,
This is so
Yeah,
funny to
that's
see,
way
see in
worse,
between
but-
both the parallels here, because like, yeah, there's definitely a lot. I think Eric is like this because the most common way of thinking about it is like, oh, that guy sacked me, like it's not my fault, and like taking almost zero responsibility for everything. So Eric goes the full opposite, which is like, I take full responsibility for every action I've ever made throughout that game. And then you know, Marcus kind of flows in between, like, yeah, I mean, you can do the best you can given the information, but like, you know, definitely don't like beat up yourself over too much because mistakes can happen, and it's all about like also relocking in, because that's something that definitely helped me improve a lot, is that relock in mental. And I think like that comes a lot from our first podcast together, so feel free to re-listen to that if you want. I don't know how well that content holds up, but
Yeah. Well, it goes back to the tilt stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because like Eric, if you can have that mentality and never tilt and
It's
just be
perfect.
critical on yourself and relock in, it's great.
Yep.
I just don't think the majority of people are capable of that. That
No, I
makes
see,
you
I
an
see.
anomaly.
Yeah.
Whereas I think most people, if their mindset is, dang, I screwed up, but like, let's make sure it doesn't happen again and keep moving forward. I still can, you know, I'm still great. I still can earn this.
Yeah.
That's all I mean by it.
Yeah, I
Right,
think
that's fair.
That's definitely like a good middle ground approach to it.
Yeah.
Okay,
But like
so
when we're locked in, right, and we're like figuring all those like outs, like in
Yeah.
like, poker, right? Like if you mess up, well, I'm still calculating my outs. And if there are outs,
Sure,
then I'm
sure.
like, you know, I'm still in the game. You know, that's
Yeah,
just how I
yeah.
feel.
Yeah.
no, I think that's the best. Like, you don't attach emotion to it, which is really important. Like, you're just like, oh, I don't know. I think it's really cool to see, like, because I'm very emotional in some of the games, and you're like more robotic in a sense, like whether it be pickleball or whatever. Like, I just feel like I'm more, you know, easily swayed by like certain things, but like having to relock in is definitely the biggest thing to learn. And just seeing you play at IRL and Marcus as well, you guys are really good at doing that, and that definitely is a really cool thing.
I saw it happen to you live at the LDS against that plant player when you lost the game, and you shook your head because it was looking really bad, and then instantly I just saw you like just relock in. Your face went from like upset to like just that focus face. I don't know how to explain
Yeah, no,
it, but
I
could tell.
definitely felt it too. Like, it's like after I did that thing against Fletcher in top 4 where I miscalculated life like
Yup.
46, 43, I like thought in my head, I was like, normally I'd be so tilted about that and like just want to FF.
You would have been.
Like, I
Yup.
basically would auto lose game 2, but then I was like, I feel like I can still win game 2 and 3, and it'd be even more sick if I did win game 2 and 3. So I'm just gonna win game 2 and 3, and that's what went in my head. I was like, let's just do it. And like,
Hell
like
yeah.
if I found that opportunity before, I can find it again to like find myself a game-winning spot. And like those games were tight as F too. Like, it was not like a walk in the park or anything. So like, shout out to Fletcher for, you know, having such another banger match. But no, yeah, definitely being able to hold in like the emotion side and be like, you know, I can still win this, and yeah, I think that was just a huge level up in the past year for me, and it really helped having you guys there. Outside of that, like, is there any rituals, pre-game, post-game stuff? I know these are like outside environment variables. I know that there's like some music you might play, but like, yeah, let me know your pre-tournament rituals, your pre-topping rituals, your post-topping rituals, like all that stuff. Whoever wants to go, feel free.
Marcus, I know what you're gonna say, bro.
Yeah, so I'll let you take yours. I'll do mine first. So before an event, I don't have a whole lot like the morning of like going to an event. I normally make sure to get some caffeine in the morning. And I like to eat something light in the morning because I know during the tournament I'm not going to eat a whole lot. It's nice if I can have like a protein bar or something on me. But whenever I'm going into a top cut, especially like when it's a day 2, the night before I listen to Amazing by Kanye West,
That
like
song's coded.
over and over, especially and in that morning, which I don't endorse Kanye West, but that song is just like, it feeds into my ego really hard, and it gets me into that like delusional state that I like to be in. Because you know, if you believe you're him, you have the great vibes running, and then you can get into that locked in state. It's also like, I feel like when you have that confidence about yourself against some opponents, it like almost instills fear or worry into them. I can't tell you the amount of times I sit down across from my opponent in like a top cut setting, or even in Swiss sometimes, and they'll make a comment like, oh, just end me quickly, or you know, something like that, and I'm just like, oh, okay, like their mind's not where it needs to be already when we're sitting down. So but then I've kind of have a joint one that I share with Eric a little bit, but it was entirely originally his, so I'll let him share that.
I don't even do it enough. Gas, 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 baby.
Gas.
That song is so good. I don't know, that just gets me in the mood to like do well. Because when I wake up in the morning, I'm just like, ugh. But then if that song plays, I'm just like hype as fuck. I don't know why.
So like day 1,
But-
like the day before the event, like you're just focused more on like the food prep, and like, is it more relaxed versus like day 2? If it is a day 2 event, are you like listening to gas and like getting yourself in the mental, or like what's your?
Oh yeah. I think if it's a day 2 event, I'm definitely listening to gas, gas, gas. But that's only happened to us like what, twice?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not very often, unfortunately. Dude, but the night before though, I will legit play games in my head. Like I solitaire against myself so often with another deck. I feel like I'm like Queen's Gambiting it in my head.
Oh,
Like, I can just, like,
you're
play out, like,
visualizing
5,
like
6 turns.
you know who your top 8 opponent is, so you're visualizing like if he opens this, if he opens like this, is that what you're thinking, or?
Oh no, I'm not even thinking day 1. Like like this past LDS, I was like, man, if I have to play against Lightsworn, like what am I gonna do? I just imagine like a Lightsworn hand opening, and then I imagine like random card. I don't know. I just play it out.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never.
So you imagine it. I like physically like to do it before a tournament, is like
Yeah,
get
it's too
some
much
reps
work,
in
bro.
against a couple different decks, especially because I think I'm probably not as good as you at like remembering going through multiple turns, what cards I've used and stuff like that. Like in the moment when I can visualize it, like it's easy. I think I have really good short-term memory. But yeah, to like imagine it in my head, that sounds crazy. You got an interesting brain, my friend. I'm jealous.
Yeah.
It actually started helping because like when I would be thinking like in game, it'd be hard to remember everything without like going through their graveyard all the time and everything. So like when I started doing that, which was just random, like it actually like started helping me a lot.
Yeah, I feel like Eric always has like a more like interesting approach, whereas like I feel like Marcus is more like the traditional, like this is how like you would lock in day 2, this is how you lock in day 1 type of thing. So it's cool to see both sides of it yet again. I feel like it's so cool that it worked out that way. Yeah, I think just from like these past 2 events, like for me, like pre-game rituals, I think I don't want to eat anything too like heavy, because like I'm trying to stay light. Like I think a lot of people play fasted, I think, which I don't know is fully correct to play fully fasted. I think you should have a little something in your system just to make sure you're not like starving yourself, and kind of going along like your water trick of just making sure you stay hydrated, you know, stuff like that. But like definitely don't want to eat anything too heavy. Like caffeine is really good to start waking you up for that early round. And then I usually also like recently I just send like my wife or like a group chat like a quick update, like, oh, I won my round, quick little synopsis like what I did, and then like go on to the next and stay locked in for each and every round. And like the support of like my friends and everything actually really helped. It's so like it sounds like it's so cheesy, like Yu-Gi-Oh anime or whatever, but like just hearing like their thoughts, like you got this, one more round or something like that, I'm like, yeah, I do, I got that, like, you know what I mean. And like especially like before top cut, same thing. Like I think there's a more what Marcus is saying, like main character energy at that point, because like, well, I already made it this far, so like I want to listen to, you know, Kanye, Kendrick type of music, just because like that just makes you feel like you're him. Like you can definitely take down this whole event. You made it this far. It's only 3 or 4 more rounds and you're a champion type of thing. But yeah, I think that covers a lot of what I wanted to talk about for like performance anxiety, like mental and top cut situations. Yeah, do you guys have any closing thoughts on it, or you know, any other topics you want to talk about before we wrap up here?
Dude, you leveled up so fucking hard.
Dude.
It's crazy. Dude, after the Fletcher thing, because I was watching right behind you, and like you did the brain control, and then you were like, what the fuck do I do? Like, so I was like, there's no way he plays brain control and then thinks, what should I do? Like, no one ever does that. So I was like, okay, he fucked up life. I was like, he lost, because I thought you were gonna tilt off the face of the earth. But then you won. I was like, holy.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it helps when your squad is insane support system and you can talk about this stuff with.
I find it very interesting that you're like the living example of like the progression of these things. Like the people who are watching this video who want to get better at tilting or want to get better at, you know, experiencing these environments and stuff like that. Your like mentality is literally the transition that like someone wants to achieve. And I like that you're like a living model of that. And I hope you have the continued success, because like it'll only go to prove further that like you can develop this. Because I was telling Chai about this the other day as well. I used to not think very highly of him as a player early on in meeting you guys, and like I could tell that like he would tilt. He kind of just played freely, didn't think really deeply on a lot of what he was doing, and I don't think he had the same passion. And now I see him like as an equal, so it's just way different.
God damn, bro.
Thank you, brother.
I'm not trying to be mean, but like it goes to show that like if you put in the effort, you want to get better at these things, and you know, watch Chai TCG's channel to get better at these things.
Once every 6 months, baby. Once every 6. I'm just kidding. I'll try to post more. You know, shout out to Team Retro Reborn for hooking it up. Like, I think that also actually helped my mental. Like, dude, after I won the Geysaris, like with luck and whatever it was, like I felt like I was already done. Like, I don't need anything flashy. Like, I'm a pretty easily satisfied person. Like, all I wanted was a big trophy one day. I got a big trophy, and that's it. But then like the Team Retro like definitely reignited like a passion when I was like, am I like ass again? Like, I haven't been doing well, so then I'm like, am I still ass, or like what can I do to like relock in? So like I grinded the DB games, and then I was like, all right, I can see my mistakes now. Like, I can see why I was losing events, and now like I feel really locked in, so I can definitely like pick up on that. And you know, we all, I don't know if you guys felt the same way about like when you guys do stuff, or you guys are always just in the I want to win always mentality. Because I get relaxed a lot. Like, I feel like that's just my vibe, is like I'm down to just chill and hang out with the boys, and you know, but I guess that could be like the last topic here.
Yeah,
I always. Oh, you can go first.
Oh, I was just gonna say I always have the I want to win every event mentality, and like, especially you know after I topped and it's like becomes like a tangible thing. It's right there. But I won't lie, when I get eliminated, I used to get really bummed and upset and like only want to like hard grind Yu-Gi-Oh to like make up for it almost. But now that we're doing it more frequently than I thought I was ever going to play, I kind of enjoy like being like a cheerleader for my friends. I know that sounds weird, but like I don't know, I've never had joy for someone else doing well. It's always been very arrogant, I want to be the best sort of mentality. But like I found myself at the LDS, or like when I lost to Eric in the finals, like it's still, obviously I'm a little bit bitter that I lost, but like I felt like this surge of happiness because someone I cared about did so well. And yeah, so I don't know where I was going with this, but basically going to events, when I'm alive, it is I'm gonna win this event mentality, but the moment I'm out, it's no longer like end of world mentality. It's cheering for the homies.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh events are Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments are vacations for me. So like when the homies doing like Chai, because me and Jason had to play last round, right? And then when I heard you won, I like got so happy. I was like, dude, should I just scoop? Like, I don't care anymore. Like, I don't know.
Crazy.
I literally didn't care.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, when I'm alive, I'm not thinking like I want to win. I'm just thinking like don't misplay. And by thinking that, I get locked in, and so I play well. But I'm never expecting to top or to win or anything.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely feel like I try to balance like having fun with like the homies but like, you know, sometimes you do want to go out there and do your best and or like if you're gonna spend time going out to do something and like flying out and doing, you might as well do your best. So I feel like it's hard to always balance that. Like, I want to have fun. Like, I feel like if I I know I'm extending the conversation more than I wanted to initially, but it's fine. Just like when I'm too nice to my opponent, sometimes I feel like I am not as locked in, and so like I might not play like perfectly. Whereas like if I see them almost as like an enemy for at least just like that window of time, then I'm like, I need to like destroy you for any misplay you make type of mental. And like
the Michael Jordan thing.
Oh, is that
you
what
have to come up with you have to come up with reasons not to like someone to motivate you.
So I don't know. Do you guys ever feel like that happens to you?
No, 100,000%. Like you have to want to win. You need to feel the desperation to win. If you don't feel it, I can't get locked in. I can't like.
Yeah.
That's why when we play like friendlies, I can't get locked in because like I don't care about winning. I don't care about like doing well in this. I just want to like get testing and I want to get better. Like my goal when we test is to get better. My goal when we play in tournaments is like obviously to do well and not misplay. So it's completely different.
I wonder if that affects the difference because like I'm like, you guys know this, like super nice when I play my opponents, and I don't think that way like at all really.
Nice. Yeah.
No, you're not nice when you're locked in. You don't say anything.
Oh really?
You're shaking I was gonna say like taking 2 minutes to like do your locked in play.
Oh yeah,
like, you're literally not talking.
That's true.
Okay. Well, maybe I just don't notice it, but like I don't need to like see them that way. I guess to get to my locked in state is where I was about to lead off to. I guess in my head it's like I feel like you look at the tournament more like game by game, whereas mine is like Swiss is a means to an end, which is top cut to win the tournament. So like when I play my opponent, I don't see them as like the single enemy. My enemy is like getting to that top cut. So it's not like a person, it's more the idea. That's why I don't see my opponent that way or need that to get locked in. It's more so I almost like I'm my enemy, if that makes sense. Like only thing stopping me from getting there is myself. It doesn't matter who's across from me.
Oh, that's cool. I think this is a cool ending point just for a potential part 3 on different topics related to this. Any shout outs you guys want to give before we wrap up? And don't shout me out. You guys already said my name like 1,000 times. So just I'm calling it now.
All right. Shout out to Metaphos. Come subscribe to my channel. Nice. I got these boys on my channel a lot of times as well. We do a lot of Edison and gonna have some Redo content coming up. Speaking of Redo, we got a couple of Redo events coming up, both at the end of November. We're gonna have Redo Rivals 2 online. More info on that to come soon. And then we also have the RRC that's going to be February 28th in Ohio. If you aren't already signed up for that, it's already at 50% capacity, so make sure you get in while you can. That's going to be an awesome event. Shout out to Retro Reborn, our team that all 3 of us are on. Nick is a great sponsor, and I'm honestly so hyped. I was on teams in the past when I was considered like a pro player, but I've never been on a team where I'm like playing alongside some of my best friends, and it kind of motivates me more, like want to do better than you shitheads. So
you should.
But yeah, and then obviously shout outs to Pristine Protection for sending us sleeves, and this batch has actually been pretty good, so hopefully they continue to release some great product for you guys. And then shout out to Chili's and TGS and all the people in Chicagoland that support and play with us.
Sick.
Damn, can I just say same thing?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, literally same thing, but like also really excited for Retro Reborn. Like if you guys haven't checked out the Retro Reborn site, retroreborn.gg, there's a crap ton of sick merch there. I love merch, so I'm really happy he's doing this because the next drop too is gonna be so heat.
Yeah.
Oh, the clothes are insane and so comfy.
Yeah. No, this will be a sick 2026. So yeah, thank you guys for hopping on, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.